Hello everyone, this is Ronnie from UK Fruit Fest, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the subject of kidney filtration. And this is something that I've written about as part of a book called Raw Vegan Myths Debunked 2, which is part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan bundle, which is available right now. And that is a bundle of 40 different resources, ebooks, courses, video courses that have been created by raw vegan authors and influencers and people like that, who come together to share this big bundle of information for this week only. And you can check that out by the link below. And my contribution is Raw Vegan Myths Debunked 2. And in that book, I'm looking to look into the truth behind some of the various claims that we hear made in the raw vegan movement that might not exactly be accurate or true. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, is kidney filtration. So why am I going to talk about that? What even is kidney filtration? What do we even mean? Well, when I got into the raw vegan diet 10 or 11 years ago, I never heard this idea. I never heard really people talk about the kidneys, kidney filtration. People weren't looking at their urine. I never heard or saw any of that. And then maybe 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I started to see more and more people talking about this subject. And they would talk about kidney filtration and looking at their urine and wanting to detox and using fruits and all that. And there was a bit of a shift in what I saw in the raw vegan movement, where when I started out, I saw all these athletes and fit people and people that were talking about getting enough calories and sleeping and having enough energy to exercise. And that was kind of a lot of the focus. And gradually there seemed to be a lot more people that were shifting towards this kind of detox mindset. And that often involved this idea of kidney filtration. So what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of this information comes from one source, which is Dr. Robert Morse. He's a naturopath from Florida. And he has a YouTube channel. He's very popular. And he's been promoting a fruitarian diet for healing purposes for a long time, since about the 1970s, I believe. And he himself has a history of having eaten a fruitarian diet, although I don't think he lives on a fruitarian diet now, but he certainly has a history or a past of having done that. He also has courses that people come to where he teaches people, and he also has herbs and a herbal business where people buy herbs from him for detoxification kind of purposes, apparently. So, and it seems that he explains the body and how it works in ways that occasionally may be a bit different to how some people explain it, and might go against the mainstream, although I'm not an expert on the body and how it works, so I don't know 100% on that. But he will talk about how it's important with the fruit diet that what needs to happen is people need to get their kidneys filtering. And the way that you can tell that is by looking at the urine. And if you've got a lot of solids in the urine, then that sort of means that that apparently means that your kidneys are filtering. And if you don't have many solids in the urine, then that means that they're potentially not filtering, and then you have to detox more in some way to get the kidneys to work. And so the whole body's backed up with waste. The kidneys are trying to deal with that. So this is the kind of theory around that. I've never seen anyone else talk about this. I've never heard anyone else mention it. My brother and his wife are kidney doctors. They've never, specifically kidney specialists, they've never mentioned this idea. I tried to ask them about it. They weren't sure what I was talking about. I've had a couple of friends that had, one friend had kidney disease, had another friend that had some kind of kidney issue. I know a guy that was born with kidney problems and was on dialysis from a young age. I never heard them talk about this idea that they would look at their urine to see if their kidneys were filtering. Never heard of that. And I think it is basically something that he's invented as an idea. And people seem to have bought into it. They seem to believe it. I personally think it can be dangerous misinformation. And people can get obsessed with this detox thing and get obsessed with looking at their urine, and it really offers very little purpose and doesn't really give you any good information. Part of what the kidneys do is they do filter, but the kidneys do a lot of things. And if your kidneys were to stop working, you would be in real serious problems very quickly. People go through life, and technically the standard diet most people have is damaging to the kidneys. And over time, people's kidney function does lessen. And we can even see that happen start quite quickly on high protein diets. That can be measured, that people's kidney function on the very high protein diets start to go down. And that's one of the reasons we want to stay away from high protein. But even with them lessening in function, people are still not having these kind of issues that he's talking about. So is protein really the problem, or is kidney filtration really the problem? Not really, and is urine going to show that? Once again, not really. If you have a problem like your kidneys stop filtering, you're going to have serious problems really quick. I mean, it's one of the major bodily processes, or one of the major bodily organs shutting down. Like, it's not something that you're going to be able to live through. So you would be in hospital if your kidneys were that compromised. You wouldn't be able to survive that so easily. But the idea that fruit detoxifies the kidneys, or fruit does something, this is not correct either. The body's detoxification processes happen regardless of what diet you're on, and they have to happen. They happen whether you're eating food or not, like if you're fasting. So fruit doesn't specifically cause detox. Fruit is just the food that supports our body the best, because it's the food that's most in alignment with our body. It's the food that our ancestors were evolving on. So fruit is human food, and it supports us the best. It supports all of our bodily processes the best. And if Robert Morse has inspired many people to eat fruit, then that's a good thing. If that's how he does it, then maybe there is a good part of it. The problem is, personally, I see a lot of people struggling with the detoxification, cleansing, healing kind of mindset, because they never learn the lifestyle. And I don't think Robert Morse, and I'm not trying to discredit him for the good things he's done, but I don't think he really understands how to live a raw vegan diet as a lifestyle long term. And I think his information is for people to do it short term. I don't think he actually intends people to do it long term to some degree. But if you teach people things like you don't need to eat that much, and when you go on this path, you don't really need, this is wrong. You need to eat, and you usually need to eat more volume than you're used to, and that's why it takes a while to get used to this diet. So on balance, I think generally he's got a lot of people on the fruit path, but there's a lot of people that have followed Robert Morse that have fallen off this diet, and they've developed this detox mindset. They continually see it as a detox. They don't eat enough fruit. They lose so much weight. They don't understand why that's happening, because Robert Morse doesn't teach about that, and doesn't teach about it as a lifestyle, and they fail. And then they blame the fruit diet, and they go and find other diets to try and figure out their health. So I'm not a big fan of kidney filtration ideas. I don't believe it's how the kidneys work. I've written more about this in the book, and I certainly never check my urine apart from eyeballing it when I'm actually urinating. And if it was a crazy weird color or severely dark, I would think, wow, I'm really dehydrated. That's about as much as you could say. It's about the quantity of water in it. It's really about how diluted it is. But you can't really say that much from just looking at your urine. You can kind of get an idea of dehydration, apparently. If it's really dark, you maybe want to drink more water or eat more fruits and vegetables, less of the bad foods. And if it's lighter, then you're more hydrated. That's about as much as I think you can really tell. If you want to figure out what's happening with your kidneys, you need to go to a doctor. You can't figure this out from a naturopath or herbalist or whatever. You need to go and get proper diagnostic testing from the doctor. That's what doctors are there for. and they might not be able to prescribe you with the best diet, but they will be able to tell you what's happening with your kidneys most likely. So look after your body, look after your kidneys. If you want to learn more about the raw vegan lifestyle and about this subject, and read the book Raw Vegan Myths Debunked, it's available this week in the Raw Vegan bundle. You can click on the link in the description of this video and you will find out more about that. I highly encourage you to take advantage of that offer. Thank you very much.